We've made it to week 3 on our First and 10 show. Several area Texas teams starting off their seasons red hot with perfect 2-0 marks. They put that to the test tonight. Meanwhile, it's only week 2 north of the Red River where teams in the Sooner State resume with rivalry games aplenty. The Durant Lions managed to win 2 games last season, but one of those was against their arch rival Ardmore Tigers. Those Tigers would respond to that loss, winning 7 straight after that 9-7 decision. Now their focus tonight is on revenge. Paul Laird Field, the site for this year's contest. Durant trying to bounce back from a week 1 loss. Ardmore hot off that win over Ada. The Tigers off to a quick start. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a Tiger by his toe. This one is O.J. Walker, and he has some speed, getting to the second level and off to the races, putting the visitors up 7-0. A few drives later, going for it on 4th down. It's the Tigers again, but the Durant D is tough. Leighton Tubbs putting on the initial hit on Keyshawn Brown in the backfield, and the Durant Lions take over. Early in the second quarter, they try to give the offense a spark. Tubbs airing it out to Sky Lowe. What a catch from Lowe, but they wouldn't get any points on the drive after turning it over on downs. They later get it back in the red zone. Tubbs pump fakes, decides to tuck and run, but he would cough the ball up. Check out Jeremiah Johnson recovering, and the Ardmore Tigers get the revenge they wanted. Winning 27-13, K10's Jessica Morey's been out at the game all night long, and she is live with a recap. Jessica.
Thanks, Chase. Well, it was an exciting night here at Paul Laird Field. Ardmore Tigers pulling away with the win over Durant 27-13. I am joined by the victorious quarterback of the Ardmore Tigers team, Clay Atwood. Clay, you knew Durant was going to give you their toughest. They really did in the first half. You guys really pulled away in the second half. What second half adjustments did you make?
Well, we didn't start as fast as we'd have wanted to, but second half we knew what they were going to do to us because they were picking up what we were running, and we just ran some different plays because they were flowing so hard and did what we had to do.
And you start the season off 2-0. How great does it feel to get a win first over the Ada Cougars and now over the Durant Lions?
It's always good to start 2-0 because then you're starting to get ready for district play, get you some momentum going because it's always better to be 2-0 than 1-1.
Well, congratulations on the win tonight, Clay. Thank you for joining me. Again, Ardmore Tigers, they get the win here tonight, 27-13. They start the season off 2-0. Reporting live at Paul Laird Field, Jessica Morey, K10 Sports.
The mighty Caddo Bruins made the drop back to 8-man Class B. They'd host Wetumpka tonight, and Colton Ledford here would find his man Daniel Hawkins for the nice first down grab, even with the penalty. Second half now, more from Ledford. This time staying patient and finding his man Daniel Stone for the screenplay, and Stone fights his way down the sideline for a big gain for the home team Bruins. Jeremy Proctor's boys clicking. The defense looking good later. Alan Baker stuffing the run. Look at the tackle from him behind the line of scrimmage. Caddo would get close, but they would lose 32-24. Hey, look who'd be at the Sherman Bearcat game tonight. That's 88. Michael Irvin watching his son, who also wears number 88, as Prestonwood takes on the Sherman Bearcats. We'll have highlights from that game after the break. Plus, our 2-0 area teams put their perfect records on the line. Who would survive the week still undefeated? First, though, let's take a look at our FentonFamilyofArdmore.com scoreboard.
Watching the First and 10 on K10.
The Sherman Bearcats' start to the 2014 season hasn't been pretty. They've been outscored 100-4 into their opening 2 contests. They're hoping to finally put some points on the board in the Bill Patterson era as they wrap up with non-district play this evening. Michael Irvin in the house to watch his son Michael Irvin Jr. and the Prestonwood Lions take on the Sherman Bearcats. The Bearcats hoping to pick up their first win of the year in their home opener. The first quarter, Bearcats looking to drive. A little trickery from Patterson's Cats as Trayson Jones flips it to Jaimin Moore. Moore has some room to run, and he picks up the first down, but a penalty would bring it back, and they later punt. Here's Prestonwood taking advantage. Ryan Cash finding Irvin on the slant route. Irvin will not go down. It takes a whole posse of Bearcats to finally get him to the ground, and then the Lions put the exclamation mark on the drive here. Cash in play action finds Jonathan Heasley. Where did he come from? That's for 6. Bearcats had blocked the point after, but they would fall again tonight. 35-7, but hey, they at least got a score. There are 13 varsity football teams in Grayson County, a baker's dozen if you will. 5 of them have made it to week 3 with unblemished records. who would keep it perfect another week. It's been since 2010 since Howe has raced out to a 2-0 mark. They would host Lindsay tonight. Early second half up 10-0. Lindsay trying to drive, but the Bulldog defense makes sure the Knight ball carrier doesn't get too far to turn this thing into a second down. Ensuing play, Yancey Otto. He's got some room to run. He'll get all the way to the sticks, but that would bring up a third down and eventually give the ball back to Howe. Howe not getting much though here. Stratton Carroll getting the ball out of the frame, but doesn't get much farther than that. Howe is no longer undefeated. They fall tonight 21-10. Finally, the Van Alstyne Panthers. It's been 5 years since their last 2-0 start. They'd be right down the road in Anna taking on the Coyotes. Isaac Armijo here taking a whole pile of Panthers to bring them down after breaking out here. VA later, though, striking back, and check out the senior D-end, Matt Bruce. No one touches him. He grabs the quarterback, throws him to the ground. Huge play from the Panthers senior. And here comes their O. Alex Phillips, big fella. He finds his man Keller, and Keller picks up a big chunk of yardage for the visitors. Good stuff, Dante Keller. Pat yourselves on the back, VA. 3-0 start, 42-0 the final. Still ahead, it's back to the Sooner State. We're catching all the action at Norris Field tonight, where the Ada Cougars would host the Medill Tigers for the first time since the 80s. Plus, it's time for Murray County Bedlam. Sulphur trying to end a 6-game losing streak to the defending Class 2A state champion, Davis Wolves. The Ada Cougars have been licking their wounds all week after losing their Battle of the Cats rivalry game 41-32 to Ardmore last Friday. They wouldn't drop too far in the Class 4A rankings, though, going from 3 to 5. Now it's time, they think, to even up their record. It's been since 1987 since Medill and Ada last clashed. Tonight they'd spar at Norris Field. The Cougars wasting no time, jumping ahead thanks to Shiloh Windsor. He gets into the end zone. They miss the extra point, but it's still 6-0 home team Cougars. Medill wouldn't do much tonight on offense, but they would on defense. Corey Kilby here. The snap sails over his head. Medill's Sage Sawyer able to bring him down, and that gives the visitors 2 points. He's fired up. They bring a couple safeties in this game. A lot of defense being played. On the next Medill possession on 4th down, they try to punt. It sails over the punter's head and out of the end zone for another safety. The Cougars roar 37-2, the final from Norris Field. Wild night all across Texoma. Lots of big winners and also lots of big losers. Tonight would all be about the Ardmore Tigers. Tonight out at Paul Laird Field, they get the big win over their arch rival Durant Lions. K-10's Jessica Morey still out there at Paul Laird Field, turning the lights off. She joins us now live out there with more.
Thanks, Chase. Well, Ardmore with the huge win out here at Paul Laird Field in Durant, 27-13 over the Durant Lions. Tigers start the season off 2-0, and I think me, my photog, and Ardmore head coach Doug Wendell, maybe the last ones out here tonight. We're shutting it down out here. Now, Coach, you know that Durant was going to give you their best, and they did in the first half, and then the second half you guys really were able to come back and score a good amount of points. What adjustments did you make in the second half?
Well, our defense made a few adjustments. They started a different quarterback than what's played there the last game and through the scrimmages. They did some different things offensively. So we had a hard time first half getting off the field on 3rd down. And then offensively, we had a couple penalties that slowed us down. We had one big play for a touchdown, but we really couldn't get into sync what we wanted to do. Coach Russell came in and did a real good job of making a couple of adjustments at half. Clay read the option well, and we were able to go down and score some points. I think we warmed down a little bit, but a couple of little adjustments helped us out.
How great is it for you guys to start the season off 2-0?
Well, it's obviously better than the alternative. But this is the first 5A team that we've played. Beating 8 is a big deal. I think we came out maybe a little bit flat tonight, but for starting 15 underclassmen, we grew up a little bit tonight. First challenge of getting on the road. Came out here, had to deal with a little bit of adversity there. They tied up in the second half, third quarter, I think 7-7. And the crowd's into the game, and we had to handle that a little bit. So it was, I thought we handled it.
Well, congratulations, Coach, and congratulations to your Ardmore Tigers starting the season off 2-0. They get the win here in Durant, 27-13. They'll take on Gainesville next Friday night. Reporting live in Durant, Jessica Morey, K-10.